Welcome to Lanmou Tarot. This is a general reading for the collective for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, January the 26th and 27th. And whenever you're listening to this reading, there may be something, a message in there for you. So it's not the energy is fluid. Please do not be too strict when it comes to the timing, okay? And I've pre-shuffled this card. This is the Good Tarot. This is actually the second deck of cards that I ever purchased, that I ever own. So this is I usually use them for my own personal readings. I connected right away with this deck, and it's always kind of personal, but for whatever reason my intention was to use it today. I was called and drawn to them today, so I will be using it for this reading, for this weekend's reading, and hopefully the message comes out across very clearly for everyone that is watching this reading. And I'll ask you to ground your energy as well as you watch this reading, to take deep breath through your nose and exhale through your mouth, and literally ask Spirit to guide you and assist you in understanding the message, and also in applying it to your own personal life as it fits. And a couple more shuffle. Spirit, what guidance do you have for us for this weekend? What guidance do you have for us for this weekend? Okay. We have the Four of Water. I'm not surprised because I saw it. It picked up at me while I was shuffling. Excuse me. The Two of Earth and the Ace of Earth. Okay. Very grounded here, okay? And at the bottom of the deck, who do we have? The High Priestess. This is my favorite High Priestess card on any deck at any time. And I feel like there will never be another one that beats it. When I first got this deck, I used to sit it on my nightstand facing me before I go to sleep. I meditated with this card so many times. I was very new to tarot cards. And my first deck actually was this one here, the Angel Guidance card. I didn't even realize I was reading cards and tarot. I just got them to get guidance, daily guidance for meditation. And then as I started watching readings on YouTube, I'm like, oh, okay, I can get more. I can get more information. Spirit can communicate. I understand that Spirit communicate to me, and I can understand the messages. And I got this deck, but she was the one really that worked with me, through me, in developing my intuition and understanding the way of the tarot. And now I'm, of course, way deeper. So here she shows up for us, the High Priestess. This is our deep knowing, our deep intuition, how God-giving magic, okay? The High Priestess, it does not require for you to do any work, to do any learning. You don't, the High Priestess does not require for you to read 1,000 books. It does not require for you to go to a master to gain knowledge, okay, of the art. The High Priestess is that deep inner knowing, that deep intuition that we all have, okay? And her showing up here for us, facing this reading right underneath the Two of Earth, is as if you are trying to balance out, okay, to ground yourself between your intuition, between it's almost like a calling to being an earthly being, okay, and being that person that's expanded throughout life cycles and dimensions. And I'm having a hard time to get my words out here, and I'm not sure why. So I'm going to ask you to use your intuition as you're looking at these cards as well. to see how you respond to them and what message come to your own mind, your own intuition. And since last week around the Leo full moon, that blood moon we have, I kept getting that. I'm new here to YouTube. I just started this channel not even a month ago, and I feel that part of my mission here, part of me being of service for the greater good, is to assist as many people as I can to develop their own intuition, okay? To um, start to use their own skills to access the higher mind, okay? So you can learn to tap into that akashic record, because we all have that ability. And I feel like this is what the calling is gonna be for you as well for this weekend. You trying to be that earthly being, okay? You trying to be a person living on earth with all your responsibilities, earthly responsibilities, but also knowing that you are more than that, that you're also a spiritual being, and that life does not start or end with life here on earth, and that your family is not just your father, mother, it's not just by your blood lineage. Yes, it is, it may be, but there are people that will cross your path, okay, that will be, that you have a deep connection with, that become family instantly, or perhaps that you grow to accept as family, and you may not understand it, or other people may not understand it. And I have family members that are such people, and it's always been the case for me, and I never even question it or think too hard about it until now. As I went through my awakening, I understand they are part of my greater family, my spiritual family, and I started having dreams about past lifetimes. And some of them, I know who they were to me in past lifetimes. Okay, like my godfather now in this lifetime, he was actually my father in a previous lifetime. So it's spirit is asking us to not just balance out, okay, those energies, these two sides of ourselves, the spiritual self and the um, earthly, the human being, the bones and muscle self that's living on this planet. We're being asked to also think about the spiritual aspect of it, and to keep it balanced and to develop both. Don't spend we spend a lot of time, most of our time, most of our worries dealing with earthly things, and yes, they are important too, but it's so important as well for us to start thinking about our spiritual life. Not just, okay, I go to church here, I go to church, I believe there's a higher power. You must at this point start to understand where do you fit in this great picture, where do you fit in this great family, okay? What is exactly is your relationship to that higher power? Or do you believe you're just here to worship? That's it? What is your responsibility? Okay, what is it that you have to answer to as part of this family? What is your responsibility? What is it that's your life purpose here as far as the greater good? These are the questions. And remember, around the full moon, the message I was getting was, and the cards as well reflected the message that were coming through my intuition. It was that we needed to go through a self-evaluation, okay? We needed to sit down with ourselves, not so much as the things that are happening in our lives, but for us to sit down with ourselves and take record of where have we been, the path we've walked so far, where are we now, and where do we see ourselves going, or what is the potential of where we may go, what are the paths that are open to us, and what are the paths that we haven't thought about, okay? Like literally 6 months ago, I was working, I won't say 9 to 5, because really I used to leave my house at 5:30, so it was more like a 6 to 6, and I would get home at 6 o'clock, and yes, that include commuting time to drop off my kid and pick up my kid. But at the same time, these were all part of my daily responsibilities. When it comes to work, I had to drop her off earlier so I could make it to work. And this was a career that I worked on very hard, okay? That took a lot out of me, that took a lot of time. And it became very clear I needed to walk away. It was not for me. And people who know me, they still don't understand it. Okay, like my my old employer, they're still reaching out to me. Have you considered, coming back and all of this? And I understand it. I don't have any remorse. I don't feel any kind of resentment for spending so much time working towards a career, for spending so much time, because I understand now it was part of my growing process. I needed to work out that karma. Okay, I needed to, there's some kind, I needed to work out and learn the lessons when regards to that aspect of myself. And now I'm on the other side, and I respect it. I leave it there. Okay, and the people I've met, going through it, the my own personal development, I am grateful for that, and I can use a lot of the skills in, I can apply them in now doing what I'm doing. What I want to keep on doing is to use my intuition for me to work for something that is greater and higher than myself, as far as just to say, oh, I am this title, as far as just to say, oh, I'm working towards this next step, this promotion. I want to impress my coworkers and my boss about, how smart I am and what I can contribute, and just to earn more and to get those accolades. I knew there was more for me. Okay, and I have not once since I decided to walk away, felt any regret or any angst, because it was the time. It was the time. The pentacles, the material earth, it is important. I still have to earn a living. I still have to, you know um, get income in some way so I can, um, meet my obligations. But I knew it wasn't all there is. And as I became more and more developed in my own spirituality, it became more and more important and more urgent for me to start, to start integrating this new side of myself that I am now tapping on. That's always been there. Okay, that is a bigger part of me, myself, than the part of me, oh, that is the material world. I'm sorry, literally my nails just chipped as I'm doing this reading here. So yes, and part of it, it's almost like a symbolic thing, right? Like the bit of perfectionism that we tend to, the image we want to project. There's a bit of that here, that we want to make sure we always come to the world as we would expect to go. I don't want to do a video with cheap nails. I want to present the best part of myself, and a lot of us, we go into career just for that, because we want to present a certain image. Okay, and there will be a time you may be called to answer to something greater. Okay, to use yourself, your skills, your talent, your knowledge, your own body, your own personal being, the innermost part of yourself, for the greater good, for something that is perhaps not even of this world, and for something you may not even fully understand. You may never fully understand. As spiritual beings, we always learning. There's always more dimensions to attend to. There's always another level of understanding. We're always trying to get closer and closer to the highest of high, which is that of the divine. Okay, and the divine is the limitless of abundance. So how do you reach that? You never fully reach it, but we can always keep on working towards that. And the message is a message that's coming, and I really want to get into the cards here. We started with the Four of Water. That's what she does to me. She takes me somewhere else. Okay, I haven't had a chance to even look into the cards that much, but she speaks through me, and I think that's the reason why my intuition called me to use this card. And here she is. I'm not surprised. It's quite pleasant. It's like reuniting with a dear old friend. That's why it feels like that right now. I spent so many hours just staring into her face, and I've had the most amazing visions through her, of her. Okay, and it's just, I don't know, it's like a special connection. But anyways, we have the Four of Water here. We know the Four of Water in this deck here. Look at this. It looks like she's holding diamonds. She's underneath the water. She does not look. She's standing up. She does not look that there's any strain or stress whatsoever. This is not the Four of Cups of like where you're rejecting, you know, an emotional offering where you decided that of discontentment. You don't get that at all here in the Good Tarot. This is a face of almost, look at it, she's holding the biggest, it's actually on her hand. She's holding the biggest globe here. She's underwater. Her hair is flowing every which way, and she seems very content here, doesn't she? This is not the regular interpretation. We cannot apply the regular interpretation of emotions with this Four of Cups. And I don't know why all of a sudden I'm feeling emotional, like I'm about to burst into tears. So just know, perhaps if there's a situation in your life that has presented itself in a very discontented way, or that did not offer the emotional balance or the emotional satisfaction that you were expecting, this may be about to reverse itself, okay? Or spirit may be calling you to look at it from a different view, to look at that situation from a different perspective, to switch the channel that you are currently logged on, so you can see it, because there's deep satisfaction within that situation, regardless of how you think it appears to the outside, or how you think it may be perceived, okay? Or perhaps how you yourself have perceived it. There is a way for you to make peace, not just make peace, to actually feel contentment within that situation. And here she is on the Two of Pentacles, waiting out, okay? And we can see here clearly one is way higher than the other, and there's an angel. I don't know if you can see, there's an angel right here, and I don't think I ever noticed that before. It's quite amazing how you can look at the cards for so many times and things still pop up. So there is an angel way higher here that is overlooking this contemplation, this decision making. So you're still in the material world trying to think, do I go left, do I go right, based on what you know, based on your current responsibilities, based on your current obligation, which path do I follow? But you are very well protected. This is a decision you're being guided to. And the way I started with telling you guys my own personal story about my career choices, my career moves that I have made literally in the past 6 months alone. So I feel like some of you, that may be the case. It may be that some of you have become discontented with a work situation or career situation, and you are weighing out which path to follow. And know that it's this new wave of, what do I do now? Where do I go? Or there must be more. Like these little hints that are popping into your mind. It's your spirit guides. It's your angels that are getting you there. That are basically sparking that match. Okay? And it's gonna get louder and louder and louder until it's like you have to really face on. Okay? And here we have the Ace of Earth, and this is your reward. That's what it feels like. The Pentacles is etched into that little mountain, and here we have that staff standing way high. Okay, so this is kind of like, I feel like this card, this is like your reward. This is your new beginning. This is your golden new beginning. We always think of the Ace of Earth as the minor arcana version of the Sun card, which is the card of enlightenment, the Yes card, the card of you have the full backing of the universe, the card of happiness. The Sun is literally like, it's just the happiest card for me on the deck, as far as just in on this deck. It's also quite a happy card, like yellow, sunny, sunshine, yes. And the Ace of Earth, it gives us that same sense of there's nothing that can stop you. Okay, you can you have the full backing of the universe, and they're offering you a new beginning. A new beginning, yes, that is grounded, but there's also a bit of mystery that's gonna require you to tap on into your own magic, into your own self-awareness, into your own intuition. And this has gone way longer than I expected for a weekend reading, but this is what we have. This is what Spirit is calling me to talk to you guys about. And I want to pick a couple of women's angel card. And like, seriously, this is like, there's been so much. Oh, okay, we have a jumper all the way to the floor, and the way she's jump at me, I have to take it. So here we have flirt. But before I start on that, what I was about to say is, for some of you, yes, you may be dealing with a romantic relationship, okay? That may be what the choice you have to make. And you may have to listen to your own intuition, to your own inner secret. There may be people in your life that are telling you this is not for your best, that are showing you the negative aspect, that are pointing out the negative aspect of the relationship, and you're trying to make a decision for yourself that is grounded in reality, okay? You don't want to be just like, I almost say buried under the water. I don't know why, but you don't want to be so deep into your emotion. She's underwater. She's literally a I can't remember how they say that in English, but I'm thinking of la baleine, like that water being. So you don't want to be all emotion. You're trying to make a grounded decision, and there are people that may be showing you, oh, this is what happened the last time. Are you sure you want to go there? But we're getting there. Yeah, you can step into the new. You can start that new beginning, and all you have to do is follow your intuition, follow your guides. Okay, if this is a romantic situation, that's the new message I'm getting for you. And here we have for a woman's angel card, flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. So this is very interesting, because I had okay, let me show you guys before. Passion, to show you how the energy is so strong, and I'm feeling it ever so strongly. It repeats itself. And since I studied this reading before I even studied into the cards, there was so many messages coming through. And passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And again, flirt, light-hearted energy to others, and allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So what I get here is, again, Spirit telling you, do not focus so much on the negative, okay? As you're trying to make that decision, as you're trying to contemplate the different paths, the different opportunities that you can take, okay? Just focus more on the joy of it. What brings you joy? What brings you, like, that takes you to your true authentic self, closer to your authentic self? This is where you want to go. Don't think about all the things that could go wrong, all the things that have gone wrong. It's not because they're not important, but that is gonna, focusing on those things will bring more of that to you, okay, to your energy. You keep focusing on the negative, you're sending it, it's just negative, you're being repeating onto the universe. You don't want to do that. Focus your energy, your intentions on the positive things you'd like to see, on the positive things that are possible for you, and keep it light, okay? Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy, because because you are protected. There's a new beginning that Spirit want to offer you, whether it's in a love relationship, or whether it is in a family, your family life, your work situation, your spiritual development. Just know that, take it, yes, it's a serious matter, yes. I'm not saying to make light of a situation, but you still can take it, approach it from a place of joy, okay, a place of positivity. And here I wanted to take a mystical shaman's card for you. We have number 18, the Earth Keeper, and then we have number 20, Flow. So let's think about that. Earth Keeper, right? This is the earthly being. This is like a pentacle card or pentacle card. This is they might have called it the human being card, the earthly being card. And this is how we started this reading. Okay, trying to keep a balance between your material self as a human being on planet Earth, and here we have flow, which is, it almost has this magical energy to it with that full moon behind her. And she's basically, it seems like she's creating water. She's the one creating the flow out of thin air, because she doesn't seem to be underwater. What's the source of that water? What's the source of this emotion? She's pouring all her emotions out. All those feelings and emotions are already out there, and she knows how to go with it, how to ride this wave. Okay, and this is the same thing we have here, that yin and yang. Okay, between the material self and the spiritual self. And we have 18 that turns out to a nine number of completion. Okay, and this is how I felt. Not so much to completion in putting an end to being a human being and being an earthly being, but to put an end to putting too much weight onto that part of the self, and to put some more weight into going with the flow, into listening to your intuition. Because once you let go, once you start listening to your intuition, one of the things that either that will come naturally, or you'll realize that you have to work on to achieve, is letting go of control, is to release and allow yourself to be guided so you can go with the flow. And the flow is tapping into the Akashic record, is tapping into the universal truth, is tapping into your inner intuition. That's how the divine, the angels, that's how they speak through you. That's how they connect with you. Okay? And this is the you that has always been as well, that have been in different lifetimes, that will be again. Not just the earthly you, the earth keeper you. This is the you that carries on, that carries it in your DNA, in your blood, but also in your spiritual self, in your spirit. So I hope this reading resonates with you and I could convey the message from spirit. And please, if it does, like, subscribe, and comment so more people can have a chance to see this reading. I usually keep those dailies and weekends at 15 or under, but that's a message that was coming through. That's a message that let me show you guys this. There's something about something about her. When I look at this card, sometimes I see her smiling, sometimes I see her smirking, whoever, like, they did such a wonderful card. It's like someone was really divinely guided to create this card. And this whole deck is fantastic, but there's something about this card. Sometimes I can even see her winking at me. It's quite amazing. When I tell you I could sit and, like, as I'm talking to you, it's almost I see her smiling. It's not always the case, okay? And it feels very emotional right now, like just doing this reading. And I really hope that it was somehow of benefit to you. And please come back again to see us at Lanmou Tarot, and enjoy your weekend. And remember, love is the only answer.